Good morning, friends. I am Professor Sagar. Today, we are going to study strength of material. First, will we see how the syllabus is distributed and how is the syllabus is divided. Okay, first thing, for the strength of material, we have 8 semester exam for 60 marks, and uh, for 50 marks there are practicals, and also there is a 30 marks from which 10 marks is for micro project and 20 marks which is average of your two test. Okay, now in this strength of material, what will you learn? That is, uh, to calculate moment of inertia, you can estimate the simple stresses in different machine components, and then to perform different mechanical testing techniques. There are different machines to determine the strength of material. So this test uh, we have to uh, perform. Then to compute shear force and bending moment in beam subjected to different type of loading, stresses in the shaft under twisting moment, stresses in the short member subjected to eccentric loading. Okay, syllabus, uh, which is divided into 6 unit. For 70 marks, you have the end semester exam. That first unit is moment of inertia, which will be for 6 marks. Simple stresses and strain for 10 marks. Mechanical property and elastic constant, 8 marks. Shear forces and bending moment and shear stress and bending stresses. So this is total 28 marks, but 14 marks are for shear forces and bending moment and 14 marks for shear stress and bending stresses. Then torsion for 8 marks and direct and bending stresses are for 10 marks. Okay, now next we will start our first unit, that is moment of inertia. Okay, moment of inertia. First, what is inertia? Inertia, according to Newton's first law, it is the resistance of a body to change its state of rest, state of uniform motion, and state of or a straight direction. That means you cannot change the direction of object without any imbalance force, external imbalance force. You cannot move any object without an unbalanced force, and you cannot bring any object to the rest without any unbalanced force. This is the Newton's first law, that is law of inertia. And we are going to study moment of inertia. Actually, moment of inertia is about rotation. Okay, this is also called as rotational inertia. Moment of inertia is nothing but rotational inertia. There are two type of moment of inertia. There are two type of moment of inertia, that is mass moment of inertia. First one is mass moment of inertia, and second is area moment of inertia. Okay, so these are the two moment of inertia we have to study. But area moment of but in this particular unit we have to study area moment of inertia. So what is the definition? You can see the figure. First, look at this figure. You have this figure in which we have considered the body. This is the body. Okay, this is the body having area A. A is the area, and this x dash is the axis of rotation. X dash is the axis of rotation, and this O is centroid of that area. Okay, and this x is the distance between axis of rotation and centroid. Okay, let's recall again that there is a body having area A kept at a distance, or having its centroid at x distance from axis of rotation. This x dash is nothing but the axis of rotation. Okay, now again look at this formula given over here. Moment of inertia is equals to ax square. This is moment of inertia is equals to ax square. From this we have to define the moment of inertia. Okay, let's start then. Look at the definition. It is defined as the product of, okay, you can see over here there is product of area and distance square. Okay, let's define it. It is defined as the product of area of section and the square of the distance between the reference axis and the center of the section. Got it? Recall it again. That is moment of inertia of a section or of a area is the product of area and the square of the distance from the reference axis. This is the definition of moment of inertia. Then its unit, since area is calculated in meter square, SI unit, and distance is also in meter, so its unit becomes meter square. Okay, its unit of moment of inertia, SI unit of moment of inertia is meter square. Okay, now we will go for the derivation for calculating the moment of inertia. Now we have too many steps or too many areas are there. We have to calculate the moment of inertia, like we have to calculate the moment of inertia of circle or ring, circular plate or square, rectangle, long bar. So all this moment of inertia we have to calculate. Let's see how the moment of inertia is calculated for such figures. Now you can see over here. Okay, let's see, wait a while. Okay, now you can see I have taken a figure. I have placed a area. I have placed a surface having area in xy plane. Can you see this? X and y plane. Okay, now we have to calculate moment of inertia of this body or area A about x axis and about y axis. We have to calculate the moment of inertia about x axis and about y axis. Okay, now first we will divide to calculate the moment of, we already know that what is the definition of moment of inertia. It is equals to product of area into square of distance from the axis of rotation. Now we can't calculate moment of inertia of whole body directly, so we are going to divide this total area, this big area, into smaller parts. That is like A1, A2, A3 and so on up to n parts. We have to divide this body into n parts. Okay, I have written over here, that is we have divided. Consider a plane lamina placed in xy plane having area A. Let's divide the lamina into n small areas, that is A1, A2, A3 and A4. Okay, can you see this? These are the A1, A2 and A3 up to AN. All this or this total area A is divided into n parts or smaller areas which are at distance. Okay, kindly see here, from y-axis the distance is given in x. Okay, from y-axis the distance is x, and from this x-axis the distance is shown as y. Now we have to calculate, or let's write the moment of inertia for first area, that is A1. Okay, moment of inertia of A1 about x-axis, moment of inertia about x-axis, this axis. We have to calculate moment of inertia of A1, area 1 about x-axis, which will be equal to what? A1 into y1 square, the area into square of the distance. Similarly we can write for A2, that is A2 into y2 square, and so on. We can write for nth area also, that is An into yn square. Okay, now we have calculated the moment of inertia of all the small areas. Now if we add all together, then we will get the moment of inertia of whole body. Okay, therefore we are going to add this to calculate moment of inertia of whole body about x axis. Add all the moment of inertia. I have written over here, I have added all the moment of inertia, that is mi about xx. This is xx a1 into y1 square plus a2 into y2 square plus a3 into y3 square, and so on up to an into yn square. After adding all this, or we can write this in short, this summation can be written in short like this. Summation, this is sign of summation. Okay, the summation of I is equals to 1 to n of ai into, here is yj, by mistake I have written xj over there. It is ai into yi square. Okay, this is ixx is equals to summation of I is equals to 1 to n ai into yi square. In the same way, we can calculate the moment of inertia. We can calculate moment of inertia of the same body about y-axis. Now about this axis. Okay, we have already calculated ixx, that is this, and now we have to calculate the moment of inertia of the same body about y-axis. Okay, now in the same way we have to write the derivation. We have to divide this body in different parts and then take distance from, now y-axis there is distance x1 x2 x3. In the same way, just write here moment of inertia of about yy is equals to a1 into x1 square plus a2 into x2 square, and so on. Go on writing like this: a1 into x1 square plus a2 into x2 square plus a3 into x3 square, and so on. And all this moment of inertia to get moment of inertia of whole body about y-axis, and you will get the equation like this. Same equation. Okay, like this. Moment of inertia about y-axis is equals to sum of j is equals to 1 to n aj into xj square. Okay, now this is the, in this way we can calculate the moment of inertia. Keep one thing in mind, that the moment of inertia about x axis and y axis will be different though the figure is same. Okay, this is the must thing. If the axis of rotation changes, the moment of inertia also changes, because according to the definition, the moment of inertia is depend on two things. First is area, and second is the distance of the centroid from the axis of rotation. Therefore, as axis of rotation changes, the moment of inertia will also change. Okay, or take just an example. If you hold a rod to its one end and rotate it, it will be quite harder for you to rotate that as compared to if you hold the same rod at the center. So moment of inertia of that rod about the axis passing through its center, then the moment of inertia is less, but the moment of inertia of same rod about an axis passing through its one end will be greater, because here issue is the distribution of mass. Because when the rod is at center, okay, let me draw that example. If you hold the rod, this is rod, okay, this one is rod. If you hold here and rotate it along this axis, it will be simple. But if you hold the same rod about an axis, about this axis, or you hold here and try to rotate about this, then it will be quite harder for you, because this distance of the, or let's say if I divide this whole rod in small parts, okay, small areas, this distance is greater, because now I am drawing this or writing this formula, I is equals to a into x square. That means inertia is directly proportional to the distance. Okay, can you see this? Inertia is directly proportional to the distance of the area from the axis of rotation. Therefore, if the distance increases, the moment of inertia also increases. Let's take one more example, that you are holding a let's say a 10 kg weight in your hand, okay, and you rotate it, and again try one more, tie a rope to it, and such a longer rope, and try to rotate this. You will feel difficulty in rotating this type of arrangement. So why this is? Because inertia is increasing, because distance is increasing. So if distance increases, inertia is equals to distance increase, it is directly proportional, actually directly proportional to distance x. If it is increases, the moment of inertia will increase. In the same way, inertia is also directly proportional to area. As area increases, moment of inertia also increases. Okay, now where actually this will you have to use inertia. Actually inertia is the resistance. Why you have to calculate this inertia? Consider if you have to calculate too much forces, so this inertia must be considered. Okay, let's see one more example. If there is small stone on the road, and if you have to kick it off from the road, then you can, this is small, about 50 gram, you can simply kick it out of the road. But if the same road having a stone of about 10 kg, you can't kick the stone out of that road, because it has larger inertia. Okay, it has larger inertia than the previous one. So these are the things, that's why you have to study the inertia. And in the same way, rotational inertia is there, and we are going to discuss more. Okay, from in further lectures we will study the radius of gyration. Okay, in next lecture we will study radius of gyration. Today we'll stop here. Okay, thank you.